Hello everyone, it is Brenda Quintana and I am in my Beehive studio today, and this is the third time that I'm using this new format, and so hopefully everyone can hear me. This time I have all my cameras turned on. Last week I had a minute of my mouth moving and nothing coming out, and that was because I didn't have my other camera turned on. Actually, I'm gonna flip this little guy out, so hopefully that will have better sound and everything. So I'm just gonna wait for a moment and wait for everyone to pop on. If you are watching this as a replay on YouTube, of course I'm not live, but I welcome your comments, and please feel free to pose questions to me. So I have a few more people popping on here. Good morning, everyone. I hope your day is going well. Here in Boston, we have overcast skies this morning, but I don't mind overcast. It's pretty warm. I'm actually in a t-shirt today. Can you see? I get cold really easily, so I'm usually in long sleeves. So don't be surprised if there's a cold day in Boston this summer and I'm actually wearing long sleeves. I'm kind of funny that way. I'd rather just be warm. People tease me because I was born in Canada, so they think I should just be able to tolerate the cold really well. But the truth is, the only way I tolerate the cold is with wool socks, a down duvet, and turtlenecks all winter long. That is me. Okay, well, I have a few of you here, so good morning, good morning. Today is Casing Tuesday, and that's the day when we take a card out of the catalog and we give it a makeover. And if you like the card in the catalog and you have the supplies to recreate the same card, I say go for it. There is, you do improve your stamping even if you copy a card exactly, because you have to figure out the measurements, you have to figure out the design, and it is really helpful to copy a well-constructed card. So if you like to copy cards exactly, go for it. And I know some of you even like to copy my cards, and I find that really flattering, and please go for it. I love that. So please don't ever feel like you have to change it up. But if you do feel like changing it up, or you don't have the stamp set that I have, then go ahead and try something different. And we have a Facebook group for that, so I hope you will join us over there. If you want to lurk, you can. All you need to do is just be approved for our group. And I usually do that, excuse me, once a day. So please feel free to join our group. And the links for everything that I'm talking about will be below in the description of this live or this video. So please click on those to take you to the correct locations. So the card that we're doing today, let me switch my camera view over to the card that we are copying today. All right, I tried to add more light today. I have 5 lights on here, and it's still a little dark. I looked in the settings and there's nothing I can do either on my camera setting or on this setting, but I'll have to do some more online research to find out why my camera is a little dark. If you have a monitor where you can brighten up your screen, if you have trouble seeing if it's a little dark, you can do that right now, and that will help you see. On my monitor, I was able to brighten it up to like 3/4 brightness, and that seems to be bright enough for me. So if you have trouble seeing, just know that. So this is the card. Oh, I don't know if I can get this in the camera well enough, but this right here is, maybe next week I will actually grab a picture of the card so we can look at it a little more closely. But this is the card right here, and this card is not a Brenda card, and that's why it's a good card for me to copy, because I learned from doing it. I do not like all of the busyness of this card. It's a beautiful card. I love the card, but I wouldn't create it naturally. So it's good for me to get out of my comfort zone. So this is the card that I actually created. And it's very reminiscent of this card, but it has its own Brenda flair to it. So I fell in love with the beautiful Friendship stamp set, and it's one of the first things I ordered out of the catalog. And normally I have a lot of florals in my collection, but this one is just so beautiful, and the greetings were really nice. The other thing with this stamp set is that it's got a natural shading to it. So normally to get this look, you would need to do a two-step stamp to create that darker area, but this stamp has it built in so that it's really easy to stamp and get that quick two-step stamped look. And that's the same thing for all the florals and all the pieces of the florals on here. So it's a very easy card, or a very easy image to stamp and have instant great results with. Karen's saying she must have missed that set in the catalog. You know what? Because it's a floral, and we do tend to have a lot of florals in stamping, it might not be the flashiest stamp set to start off with. It doesn't have a die to go with it, but it is a great floral, and I love this big hydrangea. I think they are so beautiful. When I lived in Tennessee, they would just like bloom into these big gorgeous bushes, and they had the most unreal colors sometimes. Like there were these blue hydrangeas that were just like, that's not a natural color, but it totally was. So I really love them, and this rose is really pretty. Actually, I don't know where I stuck my rose. I stamped it and I stuck it somewhere. Oh, I was going to use this on another card just to show you, but I stamped this and fussy cut it out. But isn't that pretty, that double rose? And I just added some leaves to the side. It's just awesome. It was actually, you know, compared to some of the other stamp sets that do have die cuts, I was attracted to this one first. So, all right, let's create this card, and I'll start off with a card base. And oh, I guess I cut my card bases two different ways, and that's okay. I did a tent fold originally, but now I've created just a regular card, which is fine. This is 8.5 by 5.5 and scored in half at 4 1/4. If you want to do the other one, it's 11 by 4 1/4 and scored at 5.5. Just a different way to fold the card. I'm going to take my Highland Heather ink pad. Okay, what happened to my stamp? Uh-oh. That is not good. I have my stamp somewhere. Oh, I know what happened to my stamp. I was doing thank you cards, and I have it stuck to my Stamparatus. Because I originally had it, I've been working with this stamp all week. Look, it's stuck to my Stamparatus. I need to clean this off. Oh, that's so funny. I'm glad I remembered where I stuck it, because otherwise, like, the whole premise of this card would have been like, what am I gonna do? This is the main floral in this card. Okay, just want to make sure it's all cleaned off. It's not on a block right now. I can't even remember what block I stuck it on. Was it on this one? Yeah, I stuck it on a D block. Okay, it still has some blue on the edge. Let me just make sure I get all of that off. Got my stamping chamois here over on the side. Okay. There was a lot of blue. Yesterday I stamped 43 thank you cards, and yeah, so I used my Stamparatus, and that really helped a lot to make sure they all look the same. So I'm going to use my Highland Heather ink pad, and I'm just going to ink this up in Highland Heather. And you'll notice with this stamp, when you're inking it up, it looks like you're not inking it up properly, but you probably are. It's just that because there's lighter and darker areas, it won't look completely inked up. So you have to get over that. And then I'm going to stamp this up here in the corner. Ink it up again. Stamp it a little bit. I'm going to overlap on the right. I'm just kind of creating this kind of base. Look, how easy is that? I think that's so very easy. And then I'm going to take some Granny Apple Green, and I've got two different types of leaves that come with the stamp set. And so I will take the one with the a little bit of stem, or the 3-leaf one, and I'm going to add that one right down here. I can leave a little spacing here because I'm going to have a circle coming around here. And then, I stuck my finger right in the green. And then this one will be over here. And then finally, the 2-leaf one is going to come up over top there. All right. So now I've got these 2 little roses that I need to create. And so I'm going to use a slightly darker purple. I'm going to use Gorgeous Grape. And I'm going to use this rose. Now, there are a couple of roses in this stamp set. You've got this double rose here, and then this little rose. So I'm using that little rose right there, and I've got a scrap piece of Whisper White. Just going to ink that up and stamp it. I'm going to stamp it twice. So the original card had 2 butterflies on it, and one was smaller than the other. Well, I didn't have a slightly smaller rose, so what I did was I just cut one of the roses smaller. So let's go ahead and just cut around this first rose. And I know a lot of people hate fussy cutting, but truly, when you have a shape like this that isn't too hard to cut out, it doesn't really take that long. In fact, by the time I went over to my die cut machine, I can already have this first rose cut out. So even though the stamp set doesn't have a die, don't let that intimidate you. So for this one, to make it a little bit smaller, I'm just going to kind of omit, let me hold it up to the camera. I'm going to omit this area right here and just cut that off and just create a little bit of a smaller rose. It makes the overall effect of the card look a little better if you have 2 sizes of roses. So you can just make this one a little smaller like that. So we've got now 2 different sizes. So I just cut off a bit of the bottom, and that's just enough to make a difference. All right, and then we need some purple posy cardstock, and I'm going to use my 2 1/4 inch, let me get that in without the light refracting, well, 2 1/4 inch circle punch, and I'll just punch out a circle, bring back in my Gorgeous Grape, and I'm going to use Birthdays Are the Best Days. So what I would probably do with this stamp, or with this card, is I would stamp this on the outside, and then I would stamp a happy birthday on the inside. So I stamp this towards the right bottom, just so that I would have room for my roses a little bit. Okay. So I'm going to see where I want to position this, and I want to position these roses too, just to kind of see where everything's going to fit. And then I'm also going to grab, this is some purple tricolor ribbon, and I'm going to add that down to the bottom. I'm going to have to recut those bottom threads. Let's see, which way does it look better? Bow manipulation. Okay, I think that will look good there. So my little circle is going to be about 1/4 inch from that stem. So I'll use some Tombow. And I'll just add that maybe 1/4 inch. All right, and then we can add these roses. I think we should use dimensionals for those because we want them to pop off the page a little bit. So add 2 of them to this one. and one to this one. All right, so I'll add this one over here. Oop. Let's see. And that one right there. And then I just need a mini glue dot for the back of this bow. Just pop the knot on the glue dot and then it should pop right off of the roll. And I'm going to just put that right there. Now let me fix this side a little bit because, all right. And I think that is the card. I think I remembered to put everything on there. So not too bad. I managed to recreate the cards and have them look pretty much the same, even though there was a lot of stamping on this card, but not really a hard card to make, right? Because there was no die cutting, just a little fussy cutting, a punch, and this purple on the background. And if you compare it to the card that was the original card, right here, you can see I've got some of the same flair of the original card, but it looks completely different. Like, don't you think these cards, they don't even look, my card doesn't look like it was a case of this card, but when you see them next door to each other, you can see I have the circle, I have the two elements right here, and I have the background going on. So it's one way to interpret this card and give it a little makeover. So what do you think of that? Do you like that, or do you prefer kind of the more the original card that had kind of more defined elements? I think there's room for both in this world. So that was my card. Now, the challenge for everyone else is, do you want to recreate my card, or do you want to recreate the one in the catalog? What will you do with this layout? And you can show us on our Facebook group. And please don't feel shy about this. We are a very friendly group and we want you to improve your stamping just like we want to improve our stamping. I heard from some people last week that they found my card pick challenging. That was the one with the little strips on the outside, and they found that one challenging. And I thought, oh, that's interesting, because I didn't find that one challenging. I found that one really cool and unusual. But so that was my pick. That was my card. And I challenged some people last week, and that's a good thing. We should be challenged with these makeovers and to try something new. So thank you for everyone who liked the card. I'm just going to scoot back and see if there are any questions. All right, there are no questions for me today. Oh, I want to show you. I'm just going to walk across the room. I'm going to show you my new little hedgehog. Just give me a sec. So you may have seen these guys on my, well, move them into the camera, on my blog, and they are my new little Hershey's hedgehog. If you haven't already, if you want a chance to win this tutorial for free, you can go to this page, the same page where my Facebook Live is on, my business page, and you can, I have a little, not a contest going, but I'm going to be doing a drawing for a free Hershey's Hedgehog tutorial. So if you want to comment on there, on Saturday, I'm going to be doing a drawing for a hedgehog tutorial. So make sure, if you're interested in that, that you post on there. Yeah, they're really cute. They've got 6 little Hershey's Kisses in the back of them, and so they make a cute little display, or if you have someone that likes hedgehogs, it would make a cute little gift or a favor, depending on what you want to use it for. All right, guys. Well, I hope you have a great week, and I will be back here next Tuesday with another Facebook Live. And I know I have another card coming up this week. I'm going to show you my thank you card that I sent to my customers this week. I might be doing a live for that. I'm not sure if I'll record a video or do a live, but I want to show you how I made that card. I really love it because there's a new product that I am in love with and that I was showcasing on that card. So I'm going to show you that. And if I can squeak out another 3D tutorial, I will be doing it with the beautiful Friendship stamp set. It is a fabulous stamp set, so make sure you look it up in the catalog. Let me tell you what page that's on. It's a good thing there's an index because I never remember where what pages things are on. The index is so much better this time around. Beautiful Friendship is on page 123 in the new catalog, or if you don't have a catalog, you can ask me for one and I'll send you one. That's the page that it's on, and it's also, you can take a look at it in the Stampin' Up store. You can just type in Beautiful Friendship in the search bar and it will take you right to this stamp set. Okay, well, I hope you guys have a great day and I will see you back here next week. Bye bye.